Along the Housatonic River in Milford, Connecticut is what I consider one of the elite golf courses you can play in the state, and that is Great River Golf Club. Built by Tommy Fazio, the nephew of legendary Tom Fazio, and owned by Sacred Heart University, everything about this course is star-studded. The course, the pro shop, the clubhouse, the restaurant, even the practice facility is top-notch. There is definitely a feel of exclusivity, but looking beyond that, the course is what stands out the most. The front nine and back nine are wildly different layouts. The front nine may seem open, but water plays a major factor on the majority of the holes. The back nine, in my eyes, plays a lot easier, with less hazards and more freedom to stray tee shots without going OB. Whether you are a low or high handicap player, Great River is a must play for those looking for a great experience on a golf course. Today I am playing from the white tees at 6,300 yards. The first hole, it is important to find the fairway here with water on the right. If you're brave enough, you could hit driver and take it over the fairway bunkers, but I'm hitting 3-wood, finding the middle of the fairway. This is only my 7th round of the year and the first round of golf I have played in 8 weeks. You can say I've been pretty busy since becoming a dad, so shots like this, it's going to happen a little bit more often than I would like. Chipping on here, they say that the one thing that goes when you don't play golf often is the short game. Although I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how well I putted on this day. Didn't make the putt on this one though. Card a bogey on the first hole, moved to the second, hitting into a stiff wind, 182 yards. That is a 4-iron. Flushed it, heading straight for the pin. All over the flag.
That wind is strong up there.
That is not static in the background, but beautiful waterfall. Really nice touch on the second hole. Distance-wise, that putt was pretty good, but directionally challenged. Tap in for the par putt. The third hole, I am going with 3-wood here again. Driver is not the play unless you can draw the ball around the corner, shorten up this long par 5. I mentioned this is only my 7th round of the season. I actually looked up how many rounds I played last year at the same time, and the answer was 32. So to say my game is not in the shape I would like it to be, it's kind of putting that nicely. It is important to get your third shot as far as you can to the edge of the fairway, or you will have a blind uphill shot like I have here. Fortunately, I hit that one really well. Put it to the back of the green. Have about a 20-foot putt for birdie. I was hoping that gravity would do its work here on the birdie putt, but I left it short with tap in for a par. That's back-to-back pars. Without a doubt, the hardest hole in the front nine is the par 4 fourth hole. As you can see, the fairway is quite narrow with water hazard on the right side and a fairway and greenside bunker on the left side. So it is important to hit the fairway on your tee shot.
I think that might be bunker.
I see a stand for.
I can check the fairway off the list, but take a look at this harrowing second shot. 166 yards in. That's a 6-iron.
Get over.
Not the shot shape I would have liked. It finds the water, and I will be dropping. This is my 4th shot. 115 yards. That's a pitching wedge. And oh shit. We did it again. Oh! I mean, talk about a gift from the golf gods. The ball ricochets off the rock wall, back into play. Just chipping out of that thick rescue. Got caught up a little bit, came up a little short. Putting for double bogey here, looking to avoid a bigger number than 6. Unfortunately, wouldn't make the triple bogey. We'll move to the 5th hole. Short par 4, got 3-wood in hand. We're going to hook that dead left. There is bunkers on the left side. That is what I found. Not only did I find the bunker, I have to contend with this massive lip, so it is important to get it in the air quick.
Oh, no.
Or you could shank it dead right.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you didn't go from bunker to bunker.
I did not go bunker to bunker. However, I have this very awkward lie. Ball about waist level. And a little bit of a pro tip here. If you're hitting a ball above your feet, it will cause the ball to draw. I just wish I remembered that pro tip as I hit that ball towards my playing partner. So I am slightly off screen, pitching on. That was a wonderful pitch, putting it to about 4 feet, trying to clean up for bogey, and we drained the bogey putt. So I would say that was a pretty good bogey after a wayward drive and a shanked bunker shot. We'll move to the 6th hole. Par 5, short par 5. Hit that drive right down the middle, scurrying to my second shot. Decided to lay up here with a 6 iron, aiming for that tree right there. But unfortunately, bit of a duck hook. But looking on the bright side, that is a safe miss. I don't have a wedge here, but I do have a 9 iron from 130, going straight at the pin. Definitely the best swing I've had with my iron so far, leaving myself with about an 8-footer for birdie. And I left it out to the right. So we'll tap in for par. On the scorecard, the 7th hole is the #1 handicap. You can see why. Just trying to hit a good shot with the cart girl watching.
No, I think that might be in play on the other hole.
It wasn't, unfortunately.
Nope.
That ball landed straight into the water, so we'll have to drop. And I am over 200 yards here, so I'm really just laying up, but kind of caught a little bit too much grass behind the ball. Thankfully, it stayed in about 72 yards here on my 4th shot. I clipped that nicely, but I forgot to take wind into account. That ball just went straight up in the air. You can see the disappointment. Woefully short. Still chipping on. That is for bogey. And yeah, the chipping is just not there yet. The pitch game, the short game, chipping, just speaking English. I've been speaking baby the past 7 months. So this putt is for double bogey. And take a look at the roll on that. I wasn't expecting that one to go in. Avoiding a triple bogey for the 2nd time in this round. The 8th hole, par 3, 172 yards. It is important to take enough club. You got to carry most of it since there is fescue that guards this green. I caught it a little thin, but I caught the front edge. Putting here for birdie. I was expecting that putt to turn left. It didn't. The par was conceded. We'll move to the 9th hole. Once again, you notice the trend. I'm using a 3-wood a lot more than the driver on the front 9. The holes aren't particularly long, and I think it's just smart to play it safe. I know that's not the preferred method for most of you golfers watching this video. You can't tell from this angle, but the ball was severely below my feet. And when the ball's below my feet, I tend to hit a lower shot. The ball landed on the green, but rolled out into the rough. So we're chipping on here. Haven't been chipping particularly good, and the trend continues. The ball seems to be riding up the club face. It's something I'm going to have to work on. I don't know when I'm going to be able to work on it. And the calamity continues with that poor par putt. But hey, at least I'm making the short ones. And after 9 holes, it ain't pretty, but I'm 8 over 44. Some of the positives, I carded 4 pars. I'm making putts inside 4 feet, and the tee shots are finding the fairways. The bad is pretty much everything else. Poor approach shots, poor chipping. But the back 9 does get easier, so let's see if I can turn my game around and keep my score under 90. The 10th hole is an uphill par 3. I'm hitting 7 iron here from 145 into the wind. Thought I struck it pretty well.
Nope. Not on the green.
But came up just short, chipping on. I am sticking to the theme of poor chipping. I hit that woefully short. I have an uphill putt here for par and just absolutely hammer hands that past the hole. But I've been making these 4-foot putts. We'll continue that with the 10th hole. Save the bogey putt. We'll move to the 11th. Not a lot of room for error here with trees lining both sides of the fairway. It looked good as well. Split in the fairway. Drove that 269 yards, so I still got it with the driver. The irons, well,
Run up there.
ball doesn't really go far when you hit 2 inches behind it. Short-sighted myself. Need a delicate chip. Getting close to the hole. Not terrible, but not great either. Using my playing partner's putter because I left it in the cart and didn't want to run back to it. Came up a little short. We tap in for bogey. We'll move to the 12th. The 12th is the second hardest hole on the course, according to the handicap. It's important to hit a good shot here, and that tee shot was so bad, even the shot tracer didn't put any effort into tracing that ball. Got 200 yards away, and I foolishly decide to whip out the 3-wood, which is never the play because A, I haven't hit a 3-wood off the deck in a long time, but more importantly, there is a large hazard between the fairway and the green. So I think we all know what the outcome is going to be. Just a really dumb mental mistake. It was always the pitching wedge. So I'm taking a drop here, hitting 4. That is the pitching wedge in hand. Great strike. Landed it about 7 feet from the pin. Should have been a par putt instead. I'm putting for bogey. And I pushed that way right. You can't help physical mistakes, but you certainly can limit the mental ones. And hitting 3-wood was a big mental mistake that cost me a stroke. But we'll move to the 13th hole, a short par 5. Which you can make even shorter if you catch the slope in the middle of the fairway. For good players, even from the tips, it feels like a long par 4. That was a good strike, but I tucked that left in the tree, so I'm punching out here. Getting the ball back into play, but instead I chunked it into the first cut. So I'm pulling out the 2-iron here for the first time on the channel. I usually have a 2 hybrid. It was a decent strike, but came up short. This green is surrounded by bunkers, and I inevitably found one, so I am in a greenside bunker for the first time in 2 months. Pretty decent contact, just didn't hit it hard enough. Gave it a good effort, but we just came up short, so we will tap in for bogey. The back 9 is not off to a good start with 3 bogeys and a double bogey. Breaking 90 feels like it's out of reach unless I can turn the ship around. That is a good start. Smoked that drive right down the middle of the fairway. Pitching wedge in hand. Much better strike. Pulled it a hair left. Ball landed on the green but rolled onto the collar. I still consider that a green in regulation. Solid putt. Tried to call it early. Falls short of the hole, but that would be a nice tap in for par. This is my favorite par 3 on the course, a short downhill par 3. In fact, I would probably say the 13th or the 18th is my favorite stretch of golf on this course. Pulled it left and found the rough. Wedge game has been pretty bad, but as the old adage goes, the broken clock is right twice a day. Get it to about 4 feet. I'm taking the flag out here since it was leaning a little hard to the right, and the last thing I want to do is have it hit the flat stick and bounce out. That was a nice up and down to save par. Moved to the 16th hole, par 4. And to me, this hole feels like it belongs on a links course. I thought that would be in the rough, but the left side bowls into the fairway, so I found myself in the middle of a fairway. It's 166 yards, 5-iron. See, I'm a little off balance. Ball was well below my feet. That seemed to be a theme throughout the day, but this time was a much better strike. But I'm left with this insanely downhill putt for birdie. Kiro said did not start it left enough, but it slowed down enough to where I'm about 3 feet for par. Been making these all day. Continue to do so. Another par in the books. That's back-to-back-to-back pars. We'll move to the 17th. Par 5, long par 5. Got 3-wood in hand, though, because this fairway is a little difficult to hit. It's very narrow. That ball drew a little too far left. I would have to pitch out here. That's a 7-iron. Just trying to coax it back into the middle of the fairway. As you can see, the right side of the fairway bowls back into the middle of the fairway. Got myself a 6-iron here. Taking dead aim. I would say that was pretty much the best strike of the day. Hitting my irons a little bit better than the last few holes. The ball landed pin high but rolled out to the collar. Putting here for birdie. Good solid strike. It is tracking towards the hole, and it comes up short. But we'll have a nice tap in. That is 4 pars in a row, trying to salvage a little bit of the back 9. Move to the 18th, one of my favorite finishing holes in Connecticut. I was aiming dead center of the bunker, thinking there's no way I'm going to hit towards that, and that's exactly what I did. I found the middle of 2 bunkers, 105 yards, hitting pitching wedge, just a soft pitching wedge. That was not the direction the ball was supposed to go towards. Way right, that's pretty much a shank. It was a really tough lie. I'm asking for help from my playing partners as there was no way I could see the flag from where I was. I was about 30 yards out, pitching on, and a solid effort by your boy. 6 feet left for par. Can I make 5 pars in a row? You know, I was talking a big game about how good my putting was from inside 5 feet in this vlog, and I go ahead and do that.
Yeah, nice playing with you.
Ken sucks like golf.
Yeah, I will. We can't forget that name. It's good.
It felt inevitable after leaving the 13th hole that I wasn't going to break 90, but that is the thing about golf. All it takes is one good shot to get you back into the round, one par to get you back into a positive mindset. And I strung off 4 pars in a row towards the end to go 6 over 42 for a final round of 86. The one surprising thing that saved me in this round was my putting, no 3 putts, and I made all my putts within 4 feet. Obviously, anytime I had an iron in my hand is where I lost shots, so that is something I'm going to work on as I get back into playing. I got another video coming your way in a few weeks, so subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the first tee.